Hello and welcome to This Week in Sports for Friday, March 18th, 2016. I'm Mike McClung here with my good friend Tyler Dobreski. Tyler, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm glad to be back, I guess. Week off.
Yeah, great to hear from you, Evan. He's still part of the show, we promise. He'll be back at some point.
He's in here in spirit.
So, of course. So, we're going to start with the biggest tournament going on right now. March Madness taking place as we speak. We got like 3 games on right now.
Syracuse and Dayton just wrapped up. I think Syracuse, another upset. Well, not a big upset, but Syracuse, 10 seed, beat number 7, Dayton seed. Upsets all over. What's your biggest upset right now?
Hughes just gave me my 4th loss, actually. But my biggest upset was actually an upset that I picked. Arkansas Little Rock, okay? Good on you guys, all right? Moving on. I picked them to go to the Sweet 16. They're having a great year. They're doing a great job. This is actually their 30th win of the season, really being overlooked by a lot of teams. I didn't see Purdue being able to go on a deep run, honestly. I didn't, so I have Arkansas Little Rock. Great upset by them, and I know you want to talk about another 12-5 game.
Okay. Baylor and Yale. Baylor can we agree is one of the strongest teams in this tournament this year.
When you look at them individual players wise and what they've done collectively as a group, they've had some crazy games where it's just
Yale, they didn't have a win the whole tournament. In the history of the tournament, they have not had a win. And they go in, they knew the trajectory of the shots, they knew what they were doing. They're all smart kids there at Yale, I hope. And They just beat Baylor. They hustled more to the ball. They made good plays, and they won the basketball game. There's been upsets all over. I can never pick my bracket. I burned it. I am done.
You're off to a pretty good start, though.
I mean, I have 4 losses, but you know what? Let's talk about go on to your Little Rock game because I can't talk about
Little Rock. I don't know if you saw the game or not.
I did.
They were down by 14 points with like 5 minutes left, and then 12 with like 3, and they're just three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer and steal after steal, and then the guy steps back and hit a crazy shot just to send it to overtime. I'd love to say I've never seen the first one to send it to overtime. I'd love to say I've never seen anything like that, but we see it every year in the tournament. That's what my favorite part is. These guys that come out of nowhere, even though they had 29 wins and snuck in somehow, just go on these crazy, improbable runs to beat these big powerhouse name teams, and I think that's awesome.
I would also like to say Wichita State and Arizona. Arizona, besides the coach, did you see the coach?
He was so sweaty.
He was worried, and I was worried too. And they made me worried again about my bracket. Wichita State, Fred Van Vliet. He's been in the tournament for like how long? I feel like every year he's still in the tournament. Wichita State, a veteran squad led by Fred Van Vliet, upset Arizona 11-6. I mean, 11 seed being the 6 seed. We're seeing a lot of 12-5, and we're seeing 2 11-6s upsets. I don't even know who to pick anymore. Next thing you know, we're going to see a 16-1.
That's a little bit scary, too, because Wichita State, I feel like, is a team that can make a run at it. But going back to the first round now, the games that are being played today, I actually have 2 14 seeds upsetting 3 seeds.
Tell me them.
I got SF Austin beating, I don't remember, West Virginia, excuse me.
That's a 3rd seed.
They're a 3 seed. I have them winning that game. I actually am pretty confident with that because pressing teams don't necessarily do so well when it comes to tournament time on a neutral site, things of that nature. Then I have Green Bay beating Texas A&M. I haven't even convinced myself on that one, but I figured, hey, if they do it, it'll be really cool. And everybody will
Texas
like me.
A&M, I know I'm the stat boy.
No, go for
Texas A&M in all brackets of the Tournament Challenge app, they're in 28% of the Elite Eights. So you're saying Green Bay is going to knock out 28% of the Elite Eight teams in that
I don't care what other people filled out. But anything could happen in this
They're
tournament.
led by Devon House, or I forget his name.
That's how you pronounce it.
Devon House and Daniel Caruso, the veteran guard. Those 2 have been leading Texas A&M to a great game against Kentucky. Did you watch that game? I watched it. The SEC, a very good game. Kentucky pulled out, but still, they won. Kentucky.
They won in overtime.
Overtime, Kentucky's a 4 seed. They even have a higher seed than Kentucky, even though they lost. I think they will make it to the Elite Eight or the Final Four. So you having Green Bay means I don't even – you know what? It's going to happen.
I don't even know what it means either. How about that other game, though, SF Austin? You give them any chance?
FSS Boston, I think either last year or 2 years ago, they did make another upset. So happening again, lightning could strike twice. I guess nothing is ever given in March.
Except 1 seeds.
You don't know that.
They've been pretty good against 16 seeds.
I know. The 16 seeds never lost, but you don't know. Anything can happen.
anything could happen. Now, looking over to the 1 seed that's already won, Kansas, you like them to win the whole thing, so I'm not going to even bother asking you what you think of the UConn game, but I feel like that could be a very good game.
UConn and Kansas. Well, yes, UConn is another tournament team. We've seen it with Shabazz and Kemba stepping up. They always have
My
someone.
boy, Kemba.
They always have someone to help them out, but I think Kansas with Wayne Selden, Perry Ellis, like you said, he looks like
He's a 40-year-old man.
with the bald spot, but
he's
still,
very good though.
They are a very well-rounded team. They know what to do with the ball. Did you see Wayne Selden's dunk?
Of course I did. Everybody saw that. But how about UConn? Kevin Ollie's never lost in the tournament. They're coming in as hot as anybody is. Conference champs. They're 9 seed, which I thought they were a little bit underseeded, but maybe the whole body of work reflects that. They're playing great right now. They were, close a little bit in the first game and then pulled away late. They're really looking good. They really impressed me, and I know Kansas beat up on whoever that was. It didn't even matter.
Austin Pye or P.
That was necessarily like a warm up for them. UConn's as hot as anybody in that game to get them going again where they played good. I think that's going to be enough. I don't think they're going to beat them, but I think they could really give them a run for their money.
I do agree with you. I think they'll give them a run for their money. They'll get them scared a little bit, but they're not. Kansas is not losing. They're the top first seed in the whole tournament. They have the best body of the work by far in the whole tournament. They're going to win. They're winning the title this year.
Okay.
Bold prediction. It's not a bold prediction because they're the 1 seed.
No, it's not very bold at all.
That's happening.
I have Oklahoma winning the whole thing, actually, because for one reason and one reason only. I didn't see Oklahoma losing to anybody until they played Kansas. I saw them 2 meeting up, and I just don't think Kansas can beat them 3 times in 1 year, and that's the only difference for me. I think Kansas is the better team, but for them to beat them 3 times in 3 close games, because they played 2 insanely close games, one went to triple overtime, one was decided in the last 2 minutes again. And I just don't think Kansas can pull that out 3 times against a very good Oklahoma team with Buddy Hield, who may be one of the best players in this tournament.
Well, Kansas and Oklahoma are in the same side. They're in the South and the
right. So it wouldn't be the championship.
So it'd be
a
Final Four. So what about the other side? The other 2, Oregon and UNC. How do you like that? How do you like those number 1 seeds?
I don't really like either of them, actually. I mean, I like them. Don't get me wrong. They're 1 seeds for a reason. But I have Michigan State coming out of. I hate to pick the cliche team, but. How could you not? They're playing so good right now.
Denzel Valentine.
He's a great player, and you got to love Tom Izzo getting into tournament time. Evan, I got to give him credit last year. He got all 4 1 seeds right. And what he told me, it stuck with me this year. Coaching beats dominant players in this. And when you have great coaches, they tend to take their teams very far. And last year they were like a 4 seed or whatever, which, not bad or anything. Mm-hmm. But he said Tom Izzo's going to get them there, and I laughed at him, and he was right. And he got his whole Final Four right.
I agree with the coaching because I do have Kentucky going far because of John Calipari. But Oregon, I don't like them at all as a 1 seed. I've never even heard of Oregon doing good this year until now. I was like, Oregon a 1 seed? I was like, who's going to be the 1 seed? I don't know, maybe Villanova, Xavier, but Oregon? But UNC, if you were betting against UNC, I don't know, man. Bryce Johnson, right? No, that's on Duke, right? I am so confused. There's been so many games I've been watching.
There's a lot of basketball.
Yeah, there's a lot. I like Roy Williams as the coach. I like their team. I think they'll get far into it. I don't think necessarily they'll make it to the Final Four, but maybe an Elite Eight, and then they'll get bounced out or something. Who knows, though?
They will have to play Kentucky if the 2 of them win. So.
I would like Kentucky in that. I think Ulyss.
So that's only Sweet 16 if you have Kentucky in that game.
Jamal Murray and Alex Pothis or
Pothris.
Yeah,
you're contradicting yourself though.
Okay.
Who's going to make it to the Elite Eight out of that part of the bracket?
Kentucky. Yes.
So you got Sweet 16 for Carolina.
Yes.
How about Oregon? Do you think there's any chance for an upset? You said you don't like them.
They're going to win the first game and they're losing.
You think they're going to win the first game?
Yeah, they're not winning the second game.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, that's enough tournament talk. We've talked enough about that, but we haven't talked enough about basketball. We have the Warriors now in professional basketball. Only got to go 12-3 in their last couple games to beat the Bulls for the 96 overall best team record ever. We think they're going to do it, right? They got to do it.
I said this not last week or the week before that, maybe 2 weeks ago when me, you, and Evan did the show. He's like, Tyler, are they going to get it? I said, no, they will not. And I can't be a hypocrite and say, yes, they will.
Oh, that's right. I thought you were the one that said they would.
No, they will not. And the same day I said that, they lost to the Blazers. The Blazers. And they lost to the Lakers. So, I mean, it's probably going to happen, but I don't want it to happen because you ever not like someone because they're so good?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Warriors.
All right. Hold on a second right now. The Warriors are 60-something and 6. They've lost 6 games all year. 6. You can count them on both of your hands. You think they're going to go 11-4?
Yeah.
They're going to go on a Laker, not Lakers.
Yeah,
Lakers
you know what I think they should do? I think they should rest their players.
They're not
Take
going
the
to, though. They
losses.
want to
Take
win this.
the losses.
They want to
and
have
get
the
ready
best
for the
team
playoffs.
ever.
I don't care if they have the record. They're still not the best team ever.
What
It's
are
a
you going to
new-
compare? How are you going to compare them other
It's a
than
new
best
age.
record?
It's a new age.
That doesn't mean anything.
Simulate them in 2K. Let's see who wins. Let's see
That
who wins.
doesn't work. I think they're definitely going to get it. They don't play that many tough games. They do have the Spurs. But are they going to be underdogs in any of these games? I don't think so.
Spurs at the Spurs.
I'm still picking the Warriors. Chasing history? Honestly, I would go with the Warriors. They have so much riding on this. They want it. They've come out publicly and said that we want to do it. I think they're definitely going to get it. All
Okay.
they have to do is go 12-3 for the Warriors. That's
not
garbage.
hard. That's not even hard.
That's
I know.
garbage for them.
I know.
If they go 12-3, that was a bad 2 weeks or whatever.
All right, but let's just hope they don't, because I think the 95-96 Bulls is still the greatest team of all time.
All right, that's fair. On to football now. We talked a lot about the free agents that have been popping in and out of teams. Who's made a big splash for you?
Well, I like how the free agent James Starks just signed with the Packers. I think he's a valuable asset as a backup.
As a Packers fan.
If Eddie Lacy can't drop a couple pounds and get him back into the physical shape he was in college, I think James Starks should get the starting role. That's a bold prediction of mine as a Packers fan. Back to regular free agency. Mark Sanchez to the Broncos. I'm thinking of Peyton Manning right now.
Teams are just flying around.
Yeah.
everywhere.
Mark Sanchez to the Broncos. I think the Broncos are kind of sketching right now. I think they should sign Colin Kaepernick.
Well, they'd have to trade for him now because the 49ers actually just did sign him. They said they're looking to trade him before the draft. I would agree, though. I think they should go get him. I think he would fit that offense well. And their defense, even though they've lost a couple guys here and there, they're still great. They're still a great defense. Not what they were last year, this year, but they're still going to be
great.
dominant, and
Yes.
they're still going to be the best defense in the league. I think that's really appealing for Kaepernick to say, Peyton Manning just won a Super Bowl with this defense.
I could
and
do
he
it.
Played really, you couldn't do it, but he played really bad. And Colin Kaepernick could come in and run the ball over, have protection, and, have a little bit of a cushion with that defense there. That should be an appealing job for him.
That is a very appealing job. And another thing I'd like to add is, what is about the Eagles this offseason?
Oh, they're just trading everybody.
So they, not this offseason, last offseason, they trade LaShawn McCoy for Kiko Alonso, and everyone's like, okay, we have a great linebacker now. They signed DeMarco Murray, and everyone went crazy. He was the rush leader. And now they give him away for what, they traded fourth picks to advance like 4 spots, and then they trade Kiko Alonso away for a first-round pick. What are they doing?
I would love to have Evan's take on this because he'd find some way to defend them, but you just can't. They're just, what are they doing? They built this whole team up that last year, and now they tear them right down again. This is why the Eagles have never won a Super Bowl, and they probably never will for a long, long time, because they just make decisions like this to sign running backs to lucrative deals and then trade them away for nothing the year after. And it's just, this is the Philadelphia Eagles written all over.
Okay, I don't like the Philadelphia Eagles, but if any sort of way I could defend them, DeMarco Murray was a good signing when they did sign him, because they traded LaShawn McCoy away. I know he was a great running back too, but they needed running back, so DeMarco Murray was a prime opportunity there. But they didn't use him the right way. He didn't fit into the offensive scheme of Chip Kelly, so he didn't have it good. And then 1 year they dump him for fourth round pick.
Yes and no, because he's a good running back, but no, because the difference between the best quarterback in the league and the worst starting quarterback in the league is massive. The difference between the best starting running back and the worst starting running back is a little bit smaller. You can afford to have a bad running back on your team if you have a good line and pay them a lot less money. They spent too much money getting 3 running backs and didn't know how to use any of them, and I think that's what cost them. And now maybe they're trying to fix this up a little bit, but I don't think they should have gotten rid of DeMarco Murray. Why not get rid of Ryan Matthews, who has an injury history?
I said,
Darren Sproles, who all he does is return punts and catch passes. You could find another guy to do that for so much cheaper, who's 10 years younger.
Get Devin Hester out of retirement.
Maybe not that, but just that type of thing where if you really want to save money, which is essentially what this was as a salary dump, start getting rid of the players that aren't good that you're paying a lot of money to, instead of one that could be a good producer, had the rushing title.
Another thing, I know this isn't free agency, but what about the Patriots getting Martellus Bennett from the Bears? I know they used to have a tight end, a double tight end set, the biggest tight end set ever, but now I think they got even better with Martellus Bennett and Gronk and Scott Chandler, who's still...
They're going to be scary. I mean, they're always scary. But
It
that offense,
doesn't matter. Brady will be 45 and still scaring other teams.
I mean, he wants to.
Yeah, but anyway, I think that's a really good trade that works out mostly for the Patriots. I know the Bears got a second-round pick or something. Let's see what that turned out to be. You never know, but I like that trade.
I do as well. I have to agree with you there. So that's going to wrap it up for us here at This Week in Sports. For my buddy Tyler, I'm Mike McClung. Have a fantastic night.
This is where it all begins. It's right in front of me. Down is not where I belong. This aching heart won't turn to stone. There's a fire inside these bones. It was meant to